I finally got admitted into the University of Ilorin in 1984 to study botany. I had felt that I would be one of the, if not, I would be one of the oldest students on campus. So I intended to get in there as a very gentle person, do my 3 years via direct entry, and get out of campus. But coincidentally, and as God will have it, when I got to campus, within my first 2 days on campus, I met a guy who had been my friend from Festac and also from Federal Government College Udubulu. We had lived in Festac together. We had attended Federal Government College Udubulu together. And the person of George Ibe, aka Shaft, of blessed memory. May the Lord rest his soul. So when I saw him at Ilorin, I was shocked. I said, "You are still here?" So he was, "Ojomo, what are you doing here?" I said, "I just entered with my brother. I just entered." That was 84. A year that some of my classmates in secondary school at FGC Udubulu had already finished 5-year courses in engineering. Guys like Niyemi Abata had completed 5 years. I didn't meet him at Ilorin, for instance. And another guy, Wale Adewale Oyetayo, I didn't meet him too. They were my classmates at FGC Udubulu. So I felt I would be the oldest person. So when I met Shaft, and he told me he was still in, I think he was in his final year, that 84, about 84 when I got him was in his final year. He was finished by 85. So I got to know his room. I got to his room to see him, and that was where I met the erstwhile governor of Kwara, His Excellency, Alhaji Dr. Abdulfatah Ahmed. He was a student of industrial chemistry then. Gentle, suave guy, very gentle, very cool, handling his cigarettes and drinking his beer silently, without hassles. So I met him at that room, became friends, and that was when I realized that Shaft introduced me to Fatai, and we called him Fairy then. We became friends, and he told me these are guys who are also they are called Pentagon like you, people that have Pentagon. So I became freer on campus. So I started dealing with making friends with them. We'll go to their room, we'll play, we'll go and drink beer, smoke cigarettes, and all that. So that was how I got to meet the erstwhile governor of Kwara, and we became friends. On and on like that, we moved together in Unilorin. We left Unilorin, we went for service. We lost contact, and after that. Well, for quite some time we didn't see again, and then later on we met at I was in the money market, financial market in the early 90s. I was with the Koba Finance and Investments, and he was with District Savings and Loans in Lagos Island. My own office was at Surulere. So we were exchanging visits to each other. We would go maybe on a Friday afternoon. I might go to District Savings and Loans. When it closes, go sometimes we play, and all that in Victoria Island. Sometimes it will also be at Surulere. We go to a point and Surulere, we drink, we play, and that's how we continued until we again lost contact. I learned that he moved to, at the end of the crash of the money market, he moved on. He moved to the north. I think he was with GT Bank, Economic Banking, while I veered into some other areas. So we didn't meet again for quite some time. Until much later again, as Providence will have it. Providence as always, that's why I'm giving an account of this guy. And I'm not giving this account because he's my friend. I'm giving this account because I have also listened to other guys, other friends, and other colleagues of his, and other subsidiaries of his, the people that have worked with him, to actually be able to say a lot of things about him that I already know. So that was how we lost contact, and then he was in the north, and then later on I veered into journalism. I was with the Punch newspapers during the period that the Zimbabwe farmers came around. So I was one of the people that went to receive them at Kwara, when they came to Kwara, So we traveled together with them to Abuja to see the president, and then to see the Minister of Finance at that time, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala. And while at Okonjo-Iweala's office, we were having discussions with her concerning the Zimbabwe farmer. I suddenly saw my friend, simple looking. As a matter of fact, we were both inside Okonjo-Iweala's office when we both shouted. He said, "Sticky man." I said, "Ferry man, what's up?" He said, "What you can't do here?" I said, "I did with punch." He said, okay, we'll go talk. So that was how we met again, continued our friendship. So the Zimbabwe farmers' visit brought us back again together. So we met, and there was another incident. After that Zimbabwe farmers the Commissioner for Agriculture invited me to Kwara through one of his aides. He said I should come to Kwara, wanted to have a comprehensive interview with him. Unfortunately, the aide that was supposed to arrange for me to meet with the commissioner left town, and I had traveled to Ilorin from Lagos. What am I going to do now? Well, and I did not tell my friend I was coming. If I had informed him I was coming, it would have been a different matter. It would have been so easy. At the end of it was getting to evening time, and because I got into Ilorin around the afternoon, tried to meet that guy, several attempts failed. I was told he had traveled out of town. I was so dejected. What would I do next now? So I just called my friend. I went to my friend. No, I didn't even call him. I went to his office. Federal Minister and Kwara State Minister of Finance asked for him. They went to mention my name to him. And when they mentioned my name to him, he said they should bring me in. I came to meet him. We greeted. Sticky, wetin you can't do? Now so I can't do. I no can't see the person. He said no qualms now. He was then the Commissioner for Finance. So we stayed together. We talked. He introduced me to some of his subordinates there, his friends and all that, males and females. And then we left there. He took me to a hotel in GRA, lodged me there that night personally, and went home. The next morning, he sent for me. He sent his driver to come and pick me up. So I went back to Lagos, and that was how that trip ended. After that trip, we didn't lose contact. The processes leading to his candidacy as to contest for the governorship of Kwara, he kept informing me about it. There were some stories we were supposed to publish then in the Punch and other papers, because I was actually doing a lot of media relations with all media, be it print, be it electronic. So I was very much in the system. So we did some interviews. At the end of the day, we had to step those interviews down. At the end of the day, we didn't do them. We didn't publish them. So we met again at that time, and I was even sleeping. We had good times in his home, met his family and all that. Introduced me as Sticky. The beauty of it is that what he used to call me in Ilorin, say Sticky, he never stopped, even as a governor. How many people will be able to do that? How many governors, once it becomes something, they start putting their heads up. You won't even get to meet them, let alone have any instance with them. So that was how we did then, and then later on, he became governor. And I remember he was even telling me one time, because he wasn't even sure it was going to be. He told me one time that, Sticky, do you know that I don't even have a single poster outside right now for governorship? And a lot of people have started campaigning already. I said, how is it I was going to do it? But when God wants to do something for you, he will do it. When God wants to anoint you for an office, he will anoint you for it. At the end of the day, the virtues, the good virtues in Abdulfatah Ahmed, the brilliance and the intelligence that he combines was what his Oga then, that's Dr. Saraki, saw in him and insisted that this guy had to succeed him. And he put in everything he had to do. Of course, that was God working anyway, because it was the intention of God that Ahmed actually became the governor of Kwara State. And that was how he became governor. Now, fast forward from there, when he became governor, at his inauguration, I couldn't attend, because my wife just gave birth then, just put to bed, and it was sometimes some kind of serious situation. So I couldn't travel, so I missed that. Now, I started speaking with them. I got in touch with Yinka Olaoye. Yinka Olaoye is another good friend that I met through I met him and Ferry through Shaft at Ilorin. So I met with Yinka. Yinka was saying, Excellency, the man be real. I said, how do I get to see him? So Yinka said, okay, let me talk to him and see when you can come. So I came around. So I met with Yinka. So Yinka took me to him in the evening. That particular evening I came around and I met with him. We played some snooker, we related, we drank, we smoked, we did everything together. The following day, they took me from the hotel. I came to meet him, we had talks, met his staff, met people in his office. He excused himself from some people to speak with me. So that was how we got again knowing each other then. So at another point in time, I came to Ilorin. This is another one I want to talk about. I didn't even plan initially to come and see him that particular time. But when I came to Ilorin, I said, somebody was telling me, Shebi, you know your friend? I said, I know now. Let me even just try and get to his office and see whether I could be lucky to see him. So I just went to the gates of the government house, that particular day. Because at that time, the number he was using, he wasn't no longer using it, so I couldn't get in touch with him, and I needed to see him. So when I got to the gate, I met one guy. They call him Man of God. I think he's one of the top of the security men. So when I got there, I said, I want to see. I just said it simply. No, I know I was looking good. I was looking very well. I was very well dressed. Although I didn't bring a flashy car. So when I got to the gate, I said I wanted to see the governor. The guy looked at me. Any appointment? I said no. He said I should go and sit down somewhere. So I sat down. So they left me there for some time. After a while, after I was waiting for some time, I was even thinking that I might need to go away, or maybe since I didn't have a prayer appointment with him. Somebody just mentioned, I don't know who mentioned to him that it was sticky that I was at the gate. Do you know that he called the gate? That guy, the man of God that was at the gate, asked, who is sticky? I stood up. Immediately I stood up to come to the front that gate place to identify myself. The guy that had told me carelessly to go and sit down started saying, welcome sir, welcome sir, welcome sir, welcome sir, welcome sir. Before I knew it, a vehicle had reversed to the gate, picked me up, direct to Governor Abdulfatah's office. I sat down. Well, it was so busy. Later on in the evening, when he finished office, he came out and then he called one of his subordinates. He said, take Sticky to the hotel. Sticky, don't worry, I'll get across to you. Again, I was thinking that this guy will not have time for me. He's a very busy man. It's not like when he was commissioner and all that. So I was putting on my mind that, they'll put me in the hotel. Maybe by the time I spend like 3 days, if I'm not opportune to meet with him, I might reschedule and travel back to Lagos. Lo and behold, I was about sleeping off that night in the hotel around 11 or 11:30 when I had a knock on my door, my room door. I opened. It was the same aide that he sent to come and put me in the hotel that came. He said, Oga is ready to see you now. That was quick. I quickly put on my dresses, entered the vehicle. We got to GRA. Met him at a little club there, playing snooker and all that, everybody relaxing. Yinka Olaoyetu was there. So we sat down and we talked. He has everything. I said, not bad. We're surviving life. Media things still going. I said, yes. So that was how I started doing. He gave me an assignment, an intellectual assignment to do, which I did very well to the best of my knowledge for a number of, about a year or so that during his term. And he made sure that, however little the remuneration was, he made sure that I was quickly and constantly remunerated for it. So I enjoyed every bit of him as a friend. You see, there are some people that we need in this country. We need administrators. Abdulfatah Ahmed is an administrator, not a politician. You see, that is why some of guys like this who are not really politicians will find it difficult to stay on that terrain called politicking. You see, the ones that are administrators out of our leaders are always too good to serve as, in public office, because they will be trying to frustrate. A lot of frustration will be coming for them. So Abdulfatah Ahmed is and still remains an administrator. So, and that was how all that went. We continue to meet and then to discuss and things like that, until later that he now finished up his term, and up till today we still talk. Though we don't see regularly, we still talk. He still comes in to do one or two things in terms of aid for me. What makes me funny, what makes some people funny to me is, for instance, how can you expect somebody like Ahmed, for instance, who schooled in Kwara, a very social guy, who schooled in Kwara Tech, then moved to University of Ilorin. How do you expect you, as a single person, a single friend, how do you expect him to come and do hell and heaven for you at the same time? For instance, you need a 5 million for a project, and you go to him and he tells you that he cannot afford 5 million. You'll be angry. Can he afford to give 5 million to the teeming number of people that he has had as friends, both at Kwara Poly and at University of Ilorin? He won't be able to work well now. God forbid, if you have a personal health problem that requires money, I'm sure such a person will easily and quickly put down such monies. But when you think that you just have a friend you have somewhere, and now you just get him because the governor, you can get to him and demand 20 million and he will just enter the room and bring it. You are a liar. Especially for somebody who has so many, he has his own family, he has his own personal associates, he has his own personal, before you can talk about the teeming number of friends that he has. So Abdulfatah Ahmed as a person remains a very noble, a very humble. His humility is something I can't explain. And when he became governor, he said it openly to the people when he became governor, when he was addressing them. He was addressing not the bourgeoisie but the proletariat. He told them that if I can become governor, you too can become governor. He told them, he encouraged them. And throughout his terms, the 2 terms that he had, he was seen doing things for the grassroots people. He did a lot for people in Kwara. Quietly, that some of them that I know. He's not a politician, so he's not a loud mouth. Most of the things he did for people at the grassroots in Kwara, no other governor has done them. Because some other governors might look at it that it's better to put their investments as governors in areas where they know that they can be solidified, and that is with the bourgeoisie. But this man identified himself very seriously with the proletariat, and for that, I think at any point in time, I'm not campaigning for him. He's my friend. I'm speaking basic truth. If it were not true, I wouldn't say it. And I didn't use my own valuation alone. I went into meeting with other friends who knew him before and who saw him when he was governor and who saw his attitude, that his attitude never changed. He was still the same person. He will still smoke his cigar, drink his beer with you, everything together. The togetherness continued. And that is why, with him, without being out of office now, and I know by the grace of God, he will still go back to a higher officialdom. That's why being out of office now is not out of place. He's still being talked to, he's still being communicated with by a teeny number of friends that he has been nice to. So that is what I have, my encounter, and I count it as beautiful and worthwhile. My encounter with Alhaji Dr. Abdulfatah Ahmed, former governor, Kwara State, Nigeria. Thank you very much for listening.